Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Anime Podcasters, episode 41. And I have with me an amazing co-host, Hotshot. How's it going?
Hey, I feel incredibly outnumbered right now.
Do you know why you feel outnumbered? Because for the first time in Anime Podcasters, we have a guest, and I'm so excited. It only took us 41 episodes to get to here. We have
Oh my
Aazriik.
God, seriously?
Aazriik from Team Heated Heart. I hope I said that properly. How are you?
Did. Hello. Hi. I am Aazriik from Team Heated Heart. I'm also Canadian, and I live pretty close to Jaian, which is actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
See,
I
that's why I feel outnumbered.
Yep.
Yeah,
I have two Canadians and I'm over here in the States.
Actually, it's the complete opposite, okay? So, count your blessings.
Yes, Canadian takeover. Aazriik,
At least you guys will be polite about it.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be very polite. Aazriik,
We're
for
actually
people
going
who
to
don't
apologize for being outnumbering you, okay? That's how it goes here.
Sorry, eh?
For the people who don't know who you are, tell us about yourself and a little bit about anime. What kind of animes you watch? Your experience with anime, Aazriik.
Well, a little bit about myself. I didn't know there was a quiz, so I'll just say the generics. I am 5'6", brown hair, brown eyes, like long walks on the beach. I am very sarcastic, very sassy. I like to swear, but I won't be telling you my favorite swear words. I'm pretty sure you'll figure that out soon enough. I am in a YouTube channel called Heated Heart, where we play video games, we upload our own things. We also do like rank videos and little series here and there. So if you're interested in that, I'm pretty sure the link will be in the description.
Yes,
Go
it
ahead
will.
and check out my stuff.
Yes.
And the animes that I watch. Oh God, what don't I watch? I love mysteries. I love stuff that makes you think, and the story is very important to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like hacking and slashing is great too,
Yeah.
but stuff like Death Note, Death Parade, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, the new one that came out.
Dude, yes.
Those are pretty much the animes I'm going to be talking about solely today. But there are so much more animes that makes you want to actually get involved in the world, and I love that. So yeah, those are the animes.
Dope. And the topic today will be anime deaths. So basically, yeah, a very morbid topic, but basically the way it's going to work here is that all three of us have 3 anime deaths that we're going to be discussing. So we're going to be going through them, 9 in total, and we have a backup. So I guess we could do an honorable mention at the end. And we're basically going to be saying like what deaths impacted us the most, are the most in anime, and our opinions on them. Yes, Hotshot.
Can I just say that I think it's funny that probably our most morbid topic is also the first one that we actually have a guest with?
Wow. Are you trying to say something here?
Possibly.
What's your beef, bro?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
All right.
This wasn't my idea. I'm just along for the ride.
I forget whose idea it was, but it came up somehow. I think it was mine or Aazriik. I forget.
I'm pretty sure it was yours, knowing you.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
before we get into it, Aazriik, what went into your list? Like, just let us know, like, what were your thoughts when you were putting together your 3 picks?
For me, I really wanted to focus on like the topic of death, not like a specific death individually, but like the reason behind it, or like the theories, or like death in that certain anime. So like, yeah, I do have like the individual, but also what it consists of and like the context around it.
Right. What about you, Hotshot?
So mine basically revolves around a personal connection with the character. A lot of my characters either I really loved in the show or just relate to in some way, or it's just a really big flashy death.
Yes.
So I'll let you know which one it is when for each one of my picks though.
100% explosions.
Oh, you have no idea.
For myself, I did the deaths that were more like sacrifices and just very impactful moments, and I feel like deaths that weren't in vain, that like brought out like that strongly affected the storyline and created the following arcs. Basically, I really wanted to find like specific.
All of them are Death Note and Dragon Ball.
Very specific and strong emotional moments is what guided me. Yeah. So who would like to go first? I mean, I don't mind going first, but if anyone
I vote Aazriik goes first. He's new, he's fresh. Let's go.
break
Yes.
the ice. Are you good with that?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
All right, go ahead. Your first pick.
All right, so my first pick. Now I'm gonna be talking about my favorite anime, Death Note. It has a really big place in my heart because basically my entire heart is Death Note.
Like
Yes.
I said, I'm outnumbered.
So the first death that I'm talking about is the main character, Light Yagami. if you guys watched like the last episode, you know how heart-wrenching it was.
Mm-hmm.
But basically he was a mass murderer, but he also made crime pretty much obsolete, and he was like a god passing judgment on the bad so the good can live happy lives. Do you feel that his death was fitting for such a character? If not, how would you have liked him to die, or would you have not liked him to die at all?
So I feel like it was very fitting, the whole Ryuk writing his name in the death note, because Ryuk was like, I don't want to spend the rest of eternity waiting around for you in jail, so I'm just gonna kill you off right now. And I feel
Mhm.
honestly he had it coming. He thought he could outsmart L with the whole getting Rem to write the L's name in the death note, faking out Lisa and everything. But it came back to bite him because there was the whole system with L is dead and the orphanage finding out that L is dead. So Nier comes in the picture, and Nier is outsmarts Light way more than L outsmarts Light, in my opinion. I was happy he got what he got. I gotta say, like, first
Mhm.
view through Death Note, I was Team Light. I was like, no, don't die. Come on, Light, you can do this. You're so close. And then he screws up the end, and I was bitter about that. But on a rewatch, I'm gonna tell you, I was happy. Like, justice was served. Basically, was my opinion.
Oh, so you feel like Light was basically the enemy throughout the entirety of Death Note, and like you're happy to see him go.
Yeah, on the rewatch. On the main watch, I was like, no, I don't want that to happen. He was the best character. Da 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 da. But on the rewatch, yes, my feeling changed.
Damn, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Wow, for me, like I don't know, like I really wanted him to live because he was doing so good for the world. Because, I mean, we could talk about that topic for hours.
No,
I'm
I know.
sure, because
Yeah.
like the whole like killing, does it like killing killers or like murderers or whatever bad people, does that make your crime less of a crime, or does that make it good in any way? But for me, I feel like he was still doing good. Doesn't matter what he was doing, even if he was killing, he was still doing a good deed in his eyes. And we can even bring that back to like Thanos, the killing half of the universe. But anyway, that's a different topic in general. But I feel like he deserved a much better death. It did bring it back to Ryuk even saying like, "Yeah, I'm gonna write your name in the Death Note when you die." Like he even promised that from day one. So to see that he actually did, that's what got me, and it made the death worth it. But I feel like they could have done a lot more with it.
Right, but like you can make the argument, yeah, he was doing good by killing criminals, but he does blur the lines at some point. I mean, L is not a
Definitely.
criminal, and he kills L. Essentially, he gets rid of L. He kills those SPK members. Those SPK members were not criminals. There was a lot of bad things that he did. He started blurring the lines more and more. He got into the series, so he got what he deserved, in my opinion. But Hotshot, I know you're not the biggest Death Note fan, but you do know about Light Yagami's death. A mass murderer getting killed, is that fitting? Is that not fitting? What do you think?
I think it's fitting because, yeah, I may not know a whole much about Death Note and may not get into it personally, but having the killer die in the end is probably what ties it all together. And I am with Jaden on the rewatch. Even from the beginning, I saw Light as the enemy. I always saw L and Nier as the good guys. So to see him die at the end, I think is really fitting and personally really satisfying.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Ooh, satisfying. Man, I didn't even think of that. That's a really nice topic to talk about too. Shit.
For sure, for sure. Was there
Notes
anything
for
else you
future
wanted to add?
reference.
Yeah, no, for future. Write that one down in your Death Note, Eli.
Oh, I definitely am.
Avoid my name. Avoid my name.
I mean, all I have is Hotshot. So like,
Okay, cool. I'm fine. Jaden, don't you freaking
You're
dare.
literally on the Facebook chat. Your name is in the Facebook chat.
Shut up, that's
Okay.
not my real name.
All
you're
right.
right.
Was there anything else you wanted to add, or who's next after, if not?
Well, that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to talk about for like Agami.
Right on. Do you want to go next, or you want me to go next, Hotshot? Whatever you want.
And I'll go next. We'll
Okay.
go Eli, me, you.
Okay, cool. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna kind of follow in your footsteps, Aazriik, and pick one from one of my favorite animes. This is actually the first anime that I watched that actually involved death. It is Pervy Sage from Naruto.
Oh my god.
Ah,
yes.
no, I can't.
How
I
dare you
can't.
bring that
Well,
up?
you're gonna have to because this is the one I'm bringing up.
That was such a pain. Get it? Pain.
I'm going to
Shut
end
the
you.
fuck up.
Because of that line, the Canadian uprising will never happen.
Oh, great. But go
Yep.
ahead.
Anyway, With the reason why I picked Pervy Sage though is because it was one of the characters that I actually watched that actually grew with and watched them develop along with Naruto and everything else. And then when he finally got killed off, every single fan of Naruto felt it. And I mean, you just heard the initial reaction from me saying that this is what I'm talking about, and all three of us were almost like, I'm gonna quit the podcast right now and just be done with it.
Yeah, pretty much.
But to me, it's kind of, I've always been a fan of the student killing the master after turning villain kind of story, and then the two students going head to head. I've always been a fan of that, but
yeah,
the reason why I'm picking Jiraiya is because he's always been one of the ones who just go past the limit, but then does that even more after being inspired by Naruto's words at his last moments, and literally doing every single thing until he cannot move, and just taking down at least one pain and getting the message out.
Right. Definitely. I mean, when he writes down the message on the back of the frog, and the frog goes back, and Naruto boy, you need to understand. And I mean, that death was so emotional, and I just for some reason going into it, I was like, he has it in the bag. He's going to be able to defeat Pain. No problem. This is going to go well. And then as the fight went on, I told myself this is not going to end well at all. And then it's the end of it. And it hurts because Pervy Sage was such a strong and important character that it hurts. That one really
he
hurts.
had a lot of depth to him, didn't he? There was so much
To bring up another note, like about the note that he left on the back of the frog, he left one that only Naruto could decipher.
Right.
Shikamaru was even trying to decipher it and couldn't figure it out. He
200
had to wait for
IQ,
Naruto
sure.
to give him.
Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't really watch up to the point of Jiraiya's death. So to hear that even Shikamaru, the smartest freaking ninja, couldn't even decipher that, wow, that's mind-boggling for me. Like, my favorite character is Shikamaru.
I love.
I can
Shikamaru,
see
yeah.
that. I've only known you for about 13 minutes now, but I can see that. Again, like you said, you're sassy, you're sarcastic, you're everything. Yeah, you're Shikamaru.
Basically.
Oh man, good point. That's all I had. Aazriik, was there anything else you wanted to add on Jiraiya?
I mean, I loved his character, but
Me too.
unfortunately I didn't get to see his death, so
Right.
I can't really add much to it. But yeah, like if I watched it, I'm pretty sure I would have cried.
Right. No, definitely. Okay, well, I will go to my first pick, and kind of ironic that you're picking Jiraiya because I'm gonna be picking his not his master, but one of his comrades. I am picking the third Hokage as my first pick for anime devs. This one is
was
really
his
big.
master, though.
What?
Third Hokage taught the Sannin.
Yeah, that's true. Sorry, my bad. I am picking the third Hokage, the master of Jiraiya. His passing was very, very emotional for me because I feel like in the entire first maybe 80 episodes of the original Naruto, he's really the first character whose passing is very, very hard hitting. Sure, we have Zabuza die in the first like 20 episodes or whatever, but when the third Hokage dies, it sets up the whole thing where we need a new Hokage, and it sets up the entire Tsunade retrieval arc basically. And what was really hard hitting about that death for me was how he went out using the Reaper Death Seal Jutsu on Orochimaru and basically sealing him from using any sort of ninjutsu whatsoever. And Orochimaru's sword going through him slowly, but he's still holding on to try to at least seal his arms at the very least. And we have Genma, I think that's the summoning for the Sarutobi, holding back the sword, and it was just a big struggling moment. And at the end, we have his funeral, and there was this thing that Kakashi says at the funeral where, well, Naruto goes, "I don't understand why people have to pass away like this," and Kakashi says, "Well, at least he didn't die for nothing. His sacrifice wasn't in vain. He left us something priceless." And Naruto says, "What did he leave us? I don't understand." And basically, I think what Kakashi meant in that moment was that he gave us the opportunity of life. Thanks to him, we're still alive, and he fought and pushed back the Sound Alliance against the Elite Village when they attacked us during the Chunin exam. It was just a very impactful death, and it sets up the entire arc. And I had to put it in.
Can I just say,
Yeah.
like, your description of that was so deep, it gave me goosebumps.
Oh, dude.
Like, just thinking about it, I can remember myself rewatching that right now and just like, oh my god, that really gets me.
Yeah, but it really is a big one. It's the very first one, really. It's like we're losing our death virginity with this one. I'm telling you.
Come to think of it, there isn't a whole lot of animes that actually have funerals for certain characters, regardless of how high they are.
Right. Unless you're talking
you're
Dragon
right.
Ball, where Dragon Ball, so we can revive him. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And then Naruto, you die, you're dead.
Yeah.
Yep. Goodbye.
Actually,
well, okay.
yeah.
Well,
Go ahead.
Well,
When-
okay, you yourself are. If you're resurrected, that doesn't count because you're not you. You're under someone else's control.
I mean, the nerds
Okay, yeah,
could
'cause I
go
was gonna say that.
when Gara dies. Chio does the reanimation jutsu where she basically sacrifices herself and then.
Well, yeah, but that's a different jutsu. That's putting her life force into him,
Yeah.
and then she dies in turn.
Yeah, I mean, but like he does come back to life after he was dead. Anyways,
Fair enough.
go ahead with your thoughts on that.
oh my god, like, where to begin? You know?
Yeah,
This is
Talking
another
about
one
the
of those
third-
hours on topic, isn't it?
So true. Like, talking about the third Hokage fighting Orochimaru, just that fight in general is so good because
Mhm.
I honestly thought he was gonna kill Orochimaru, and then like it would set up for like the next villain. But Orochimaru just like stayed alive, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Can you just leave, please? You've caused so much trouble." But like, I understand, and he even brought back the other Hokages to fight him. Like, are you serious? Talking about death, like reanimation jutsu right there, like bringing them back. Like, talking
And on
about bringing
top
back
of that,
Gaara,
the
it's like, yeah.
Don't watch
On top
the
of that,
Shippuden War arc.
the first and second Hokages were the third Hokage's teachers too. So
Yeah.
this is a double
Exactly.
student fighting teacher thing.
Oh, it was something.
It really was. It really got my heartstrings going. Like, I just really wanted to see more of that fight, but they did it in such a way that made it worthwhile at the end. Like, it was such a long and like, it was a detailed fight, and I couldn't think of any way to make it fair.
And unfortunately, on my side, it was. Don't get me wrong, I love the third Hokage and I love his connections with everything, but at that point, I wasn't really someone who would watch episode after episode of really any show. So at that time, my point in Naruto was like episode like every now and again. So I knew the third Hokage, but then when he died, I didn't have a whole hard connection with him. But then when I went back and at least played the games for Naruto, I had more of a connection and it hit even harder after that.
Right.
Oh,
Now I
yeah,
hear you.
playing the games. Oh wow, I didn't play much of the games, but one that I did play, yeah, I get that.
I'll be honest, that is where I get most of my information. I may not watch a lot of anime,
Yo, to each their own, man.
but I play a lot of anime games.
To each their own. So that was it for me. Unless you guys have anything else to add, it's your turn, Aazriik.
I gave
Alright.
mine.
Now, the next one, it's about Death Parade. Yeah, I'm sticking with like the whole death theme here. It's Death Parade and the deaths of the afterlife, because with each episode we see two people who have recently died and is now being judged by an arbiter, kind of like a Grim Reaper.
Okay.
Sorry to cut
Arbiters-
you off. Is the show called Death Parade?
Yes, it is.
Okay, you guys are completely on your own. I have nothing here.
Oh, it's cool. It's cool. One of the things that I wanted to talk about was like a little crossover that they did with Death Note. So yeah, you're definitely not going to be any help here, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'll give my thoughts on what I hear, but that's really
Oh,
about
perfect.
it.
Yeah,
And
'cause-
screw you, laptop, for making a sound.
Oh, well, okay. Well, so the arbiter's job is to pass judgment on the deceased and decide on if they go to heaven or hell, or in this case, reincarnation or damnation. Do you believe something like that is waiting for us in the afterlife, or is there something, or rather nothing at all, after we die? And in that, yes, Hotshot, you can definitely.
That one's kind of a personal touch. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna lie.
Yep. What do you guys think? Do you think there's something waiting for us, like Death Parade, kind of like an arbiter, kind of a room where we, decide whether we go to heaven or hell?
I mean, I got Hotshot. I'll go first. I'll let you think this answer up. I was literally. It's gonna sound really creepy. I was looking up this subject like maybe a week ago. I was looking up the afterlife and I was researching, and I came across this Reddit thread where it was people who were dead for maybe 2-3 minutes and reanimated themselves, and they described their experience, and all of them basically said it fades to black, and then there was nothing, and then next thing they knew, they were back. So literally taking it from someone who lived through death, like, and that sounds weird, but lived through death because they're back and they died momentarily and came back. I think there's nothing. I just think it's nothing, and it sounds dark. And literally, it's dark. There's nothing. That's it. And it's just that simple to me. I think we can try masking it with the concept of afterlife and everything, and you're allowed to have your thoughts and have your opinion, but my belief is that there's just nothing. And it sounds...
Now I need to have context. Like, tell me how you died. I need to know.
Well, people like basically like they were on their deathbed or whatever. They were clinically like considered dead, like they maybe a heart attack or something, and then they got reanimated through like with doctors and everything in a hospital setting, and then they described that as just it faded to dark, and then I came back.
Yeah, but you said like take it from someone who's experienced death, who's lived through death, and you are the one.
No. I'm saying the Reddit thread that I read, where people, I'm explaining what those people said in that Reddit thread. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. If I take it from them, then yeah, like there's nothing after. Or if you believe in like a higher power, that higher power could have been like, well, I don't want you to see what's there yet. Or you are in a black room waiting for the Arbiter or the Grim Reaper or whatever, but you weren't there long enough to see him. So
right. I mean, 5 minutes is I guess you could say it's, to me it's long. It's a long time to be dead and come back, but I get what you mean. Like 5 minutes, that's enough time to like almost
maybe, like,
cook
the
your
higher
pasta.
power knew that wasn't your time.
I'm sorry, apartment
fair
life.
enough, but maybe the higher power knew. Maybe the higher power knew that like it wasn't their time, so they weren't going to give them. Like,
that's honestly my kind of view on it.
Okay.
Like, if you're dead for good, then you will see what's really out there. But if you're dead and you're gonna come back, I think that's when you can't really see anything, because we're not supposed to know what's out there until it's our time. If it's before our time, then we're not allowed to know. Otherwise, we'll tell everybody, and then they'll either like going through mass chaos or try to just disperse and just change everything that we're doing just to gain favor.
Yeah, and that's not fair, right? Like to anybody. If you're faking it just to get to that like higher place, then what's the point? You know, like I'm pretty sure a higher power would want us to genuinely be ourselves.
So when it comes,
so they would hide that.
Go ahead.
Me personally, well, I was gonna say like me personally, I do believe we have souls, but there's no place for the souls to go. Like I do believe in ghosts. Like I've had experiences with ghosts. So to see like, you know, if I die or when I die, wow, if I die, yeah, guys, I'm immortal. But when I die, I know that my soul is just going to be like wandering around, trying to find a purpose, trying to find like some place to be. And like, there's no, like, you can breathe underwater, you can fly, because like you're just a soul. You drift aimlessly, trying to find a purpose, and that's what I believe anyway. I know that I'm gonna really fuck with people a lot and like prank people, but that's just me.
I mean, it's all fair points. This is an opinion-based thing, and I don't know.
Exactly.
Just to me, I read it, and I don't know if those people were being serious or if those people were being real. But to me, it ends when it ends, and that's why you have to make the most of what you got when you're living right now, and that's what you got to do. It's as simple as that. But unless you guys have anything else to add, Hotshot, it's your turn.
Agreed.
Oh, go ahead.
Wait, but what was the actual death?
Oh yeah,
I do have something else.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm going to talk about that.
I'm like,
right
wait,
now.
there's a death from an anime that we're missing here. We were
few
talking about the idea of death. Someone has to have died.
Who is it? Who is it?
Yep. So basically, it's back to Death Note here, because in a few frames of one of the episodes in Death Parade, we see an Arbiter show one of the people he is judging a tablet, and this tablet is showing a live feed of his waiting room where we see like Yagami from Death Note. Now, I know our topic is death in anime, so we can't not discuss this. Now, are these two shows in the same universe? And like, do you think Light is there with L maybe, and like they were waiting to judge L and Light together. Because like that
Do
would
we
be
only
really
see
cool.
Light in the tablet shot though?
We only see Light.
Then my idea is that everyone gets their each individual room. So Light is being judged separately from L. But I do believe since we see L in the tablet in this universe, I do believe the universe is shared.
Okay, okay. 2 points, two very nerdy points. Point one, in the anime, when Light dies, okay, we see him look into to a wall, and he sees the reflection of L at the end of it. So
Oh my
I
God,
think
you're
there
right!
could be a link, and then I think it's very much possible. And now that you're talking about fate and everything, I remember a manga alternate ending where instead of Light just dying at the end of Death Note, he goes to the Shinigami realm, and the consequences when once you die, instead of just like dying, you relive every single death that you wrote down in the Death Note. So let's say you wrote heart attack, 20 times, you will have 20 heart attacks in the Shinigami realm, and after that you'll die forever once you've experienced every single death you've actually written down in the Death Note. So yeah, this is an alternate ending. I don't
Wait,
know if it's
actually?
official or anything. It's something I found online. And the thing is, Light Yagami
Oh,
was like,
okay.
well, I read down so many deaths that I have enough time to find the Shinigami king and convince him to make me the king of this realm. So his adventure is to just go find the old fart.
Before he dies
Yeah.
countless times.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, because in Death Note, like I remember reading the manga, and you definitely do see Light as a Shinigami. It's debated, it's theorized that it's him because
Yeah.
he tosses Ryuk an apple, and the only other person that does that is Light Yagami. So I'm thinking because Ryuk said, and I know we're going back to Death Note here, but Ryuk said that because you use the Death Note, you can neither go to heaven nor hell for all eternity. So does that mean they become
Possibly.
By
Shinigamis?
keeping that away.
know, if they
Because
own
if
the
you're
Death
trying to
Note?
convince someone to do something, obviously you're going to say the drawback and not the reward. Like, if you do this, you will lose this. And if they still do it, then there's a secret reward usually. But if you just tell them the reward, you always hide the consequence.
Right?
Yes, 100%. And what I believe in Death Parade is that because in Death Parade, you get judged with someone else. You don't be in the waiting room alone. You're always with someone else because they want to see you interacting with someone and bring out
Okay,
those
now
things.
see, hearing that, I actually want to backtrack on what I said about everyone getting their own individual room. If everyone is judged with another, then I think you're right when you say L is being judged with Light.
And what I think, because in Death Parade, he showed the girl the tablet of the live feed of Light sitting in the waiting room. And he was like, now, the person that you're with, because the whole scenario is this girl is with the pop star of her dreams, and because they both died at the same time, right? Now, because she's so deeply in love with this guy, it's kind of hard to figure out whether or not she should go to heaven or hell. So, in order for this arbiter to judge her, he brings out a tablet of Light, and he's like, you don't know this person. This person is like a complete stranger to you. Now I'm going to offer you this. Would you grant your pop star crush life just by killing this person and making him go to hell instead? Like, to take his place. Would you do that? Because I can drop him in hell right now. And the girl is like, yeah, go for it. I don't care. I want him to live. I want him to like go to heaven. And thinking about that, it's like the arbiter probably knew that was the scenario and knew that Light couldn't really go to an afterlife, so they gave her that opportunity because he saw the opportunity there.
Oh,
because he was going to
okay.
become a Shinigami
Yeah.
anyway, or go to the Shinigami realm, right? So it doesn't matter where Light goes, but he's still going to be in the room with L to really think about what L.
My brain's about to explode with all this information.
I know there's so much theorizing here, and I love both of those animes so much, and to see them cross over, I really want to see them both just like have a crossover episode of Light and L in the waiting room with the arbiters, you know?
It's like, so what's new? I'm dead. What about you? Yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah, but like they lose all their memories when they're in the waiting room of their life, right? So the only way in Death Parade for you to bring back your memories of like, how you got there and all that stuff, who you are, because sometimes they don't know their names. You have to play a game. Sometimes it's Twister, sometimes it's darts, sometimes it's air hockey, sometimes it's arcade,
Air
whatever it
hockey.
is. And you're playing them. No, yeah, you like they're just random games, and with each one, it's just pain gets inflicted, and then you remember a little bit of your life. And imagine it because L, he was this like detective, and Light, he wanted to be a detective. They would become best friends because they don't get the memories of them killing people yet until like the very end, and so they would really fall for each other. Like I know that if we were probably working together. We were probably working in the same detective agency. And then they get those memories back. And then at the very end, they know, wait, I'm Elle finding Kira. And wait, I am Kira. So it's just like, oh shit, like we just became best friends.
Yo.
And I know that I just killed you.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? It's so deep, and I want to see that.
Maybe in the live action Death Note.
No, no.
You mean the one on Netflix? Let's not talk.
I'm gonna rip off this banner right here. There's a second one confirmed.
Yeah, I know. I told Kyo about it.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Oh my god.
No, okay, let's save that for another topic.
Literally just an article confirming that there's a second one in the works. That's it.
You're right.
It won't.
If you guys are ranting about that, then do that with Kyo, not me, because I don't know diddly about Death Note.
I don't want to know diddly about Death Note. Okay.
Exactly.
You're right. Okay, so that's,
go ahead,
that's
Hotshot.
my topic. Next.
All right, so it's my turn then?
Yes.
All right. So...
Yes, it is.
So Eli, you said you're a fan of mystery and thriller, and story is really important to you when it comes to anime, right?
Oh, I love those.
Have you ever heard of the game or the anime Danganronpa?
No.
Check it out. It is filled with mystery, and it is actually, due to one of my friends actually introducing it to me, it's one of my favorite series of all time. But this is a massive spoiler, so I'm just going to rip it off right here. The death for this is Junko Enoshima, the mastermind behind the Despair games.
Yes, it is.
So, since neither of you know what this is, I'm just going to go ahead and talk, and then Jaden, I'll switch it over to you.
Okay.
So, Junko Enoshima is, she's a high schooler girl who apparently just wants to fill the world with despair, no matter what it is. So, the plot of Danganronpa is that about 12, 15, 24, I don't remember the number exactly, but there's a whole bunch of students trapped, and they're all an ultimate. So there's like an ultimate detective, ultimate cook, ultimate knitter, like whatever have you. And, well, I mean,
knitter,
yeah,
okay.
well, it's just there isn't actually one, but you know what I mean.
Ultimate knitting.
Anyway, so...
Read between the lines, Aazriik.
So they're in a school supposedly to help them, like, like a college or anything like that. But then it's revealed early on that the only way to get out of the school because they're trapped is to kill one of your classmates and survive a class trial with getting away with it. So for every trial that they have, there's a blackened who is the killer. And if the blackened gets pointed out, they die a death. But if the blackened gets away, everyone else dies and the blackened gets away.
Oh.
So, with all that in mind, the last trial that they have is almost unsolvable because a lot of these characters have already died. But when it's finally revealed, the ending criminal is Junko Enoshima, who was the first to die, and I'm not going to spoil like all the details on that. You'll find that out later. But since she was the criminal and she got figured out, every single execution that has been going through the series up to that point, she goes through and dies in all of them.
Oh.
What the hell?
And it is immensely satisfying. Oh, you want to know something really fucked up then? She's smiling the entire time.
Okay, that gives me nightmares just thinking of that. Holy shit.
Great, thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
She's smiling because she's suffering the despair that she's always wanted. That's
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
it is a really dark and really mystery-filled story. I really recommend it. I have the games. It is also an anime series. So either way, check them out. They're amazing.
Please say it one more
Danganronpa.
time so I can type this out.
It's gonna take forever.
Dangan-
You'll send it to you after the show. Dang.
Thank you, because
Yeah, no,
oh my
it's good.
god,
It's good.
that's
I've
Yeah,
heard good things. I haven't watched it, but I've heard like he's discussed it many times that I have to at some point.
I love the bear. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, since I'm the only one who knows anything about that, Jaden, who's your number 2 death?
Okay, so this death, no one's smiling in it, except for Nappa. I'm picking Piccolo's death in the Saiyan saga.
He's smiling in it.
yes.
He
Finally,
does smile.
free me from this Gohan.
Okay, let me set it up for the one person who has no clue what I'm talking about.
That would be me.
Really? You?
I'm kidding.
Oh my god, stop it.
I'm not that ignorant with anime. Come on.
With the Pikachu. So anyways, basically the move, there's literally a move called risking it all for a friend, and it's a sacrifice technique where you get in the way of a blast that would eliminate an ally, and you take the shot for them. What happens here is that Nappa gets very angry at Gohan, so decides to fire a huge ki blast towards Gohan. So what Piccolo does is get in the way between Gohan and Nappa, and basically eats the entire attack himself and dies because of it. Now, first thing here, I watched this scene like 4 times. Piccolo could have grabbed Gohan and just jumped out of the way. He could have. He would have had the time.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, but he wanted him to dodge.
100%. But keep in mind that this was all to set up, I believe, like Gohan. And I think Piccolo knew that there were
No, I
Dragon
know,
Balls.
but what
to
it
bring
sets
him.
up is the Namek arc, because basically, because Piccolo dies, Kami dies, and the Dragon Balls fade away, which...
Oh, you're right. I completely
So
forgot
this
about that.
this is like horrible. This is like the worst case scenario. And to add to it, Goku was on Earth and he was on his way. So had you held on like, I don't know, an extra 60 seconds, you would have been fine. And Goku would have been there. And then the other thing too with this is that you really see the bond between Piccolo and Gohan, as Piccolo says, I can't believe I wanted to eliminate your dad, and now I'm sacrificing myself for his son. Like, what the hell's going on here? I wanted to destroy your dad, not be, a lamb to the slaughter.
Yeah, seriously.
What?
Yeah, seriously. Like, why the hell did he do that?
I don't know. It was the bond. Basically, Gohan is literally Piccolo's first friend, and let's face it, like the real father figure to Gohan is Piccolo. He's the one who truly cares. And
Yep.
the thing too, I was doing a little bit of research. This scene kind of happens a second time in Dragon Ball Super episode 22, where basically Frieza sees a flashback of Goku telling Frieza to like, oh, I'm not fighting you anymore. You're basically like, leave this planet. And Gohan says that during the Frieza invasion in Dragon Ball Super, and Frieza's like, no, screw this, and he fires this huge death beam at Gohan, and Gohan's like, oh no, and guess who gets in the way and eats it?
Goku.
Piccolo. Come on, man.
I'm aware.
So it's just like this. Yeah,
Oh my god, the parallels. Like,
yeah, they do a lot of parallels with Super. I'm telling you right now, there's a lot more than like just
oh, I know there is. And that's why I loved Super so much. It was such a it was heart-wrenching for me because it brought back so many great characters. And
Yeah,
I'm upset
yeah,
because I
it
still
was-
haven't seen any of it.
I think that even if Piccolo, because he can extend his arms, can't he?
yes.
So why didn't he get close enough to extend his arms to push him out of the way so his arms just get chopped off and then
Like,
just regrow them?
you mean like he did essentially with Raditz?
Exactly.
Because reasons.
Because anime logic.
Maybe they just had different writers for every episode, and then they just forgot to say, hey, he can extend his arms.
Well, even in that one episode, he extended his arm. Like, he got his arm chopped off.
Okay, let me
And he
rephrase
extended
that.
it.
Every frame has a different...
Every frame.
every
has a
single
different
frame.
writer.
It's a nightmare in HR.
100%. Yeah, I don't know why. It's just... It is kind
It
of
is
weird
something
to me.
that it is something that's always bothered me, and even like they don't take a dig at it, but even in TFS he does the same thing, and it's just like, I thought you guys would have at least pointed it out or something.
I think we're on the same boat as you. I don't know.
Oh wait, no, yeah, they do, because Piccolo says, "Why didn't you dodge?" and then he dies.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I think we're on the same page as you, Jaian, where he didn't have to die there.
No, but he just did so they could waste a wish on Namek.
Yep.
Actually, no, let me rephrase that. So they could waste 2 wishes on Namek.
Basically.
Did they wish?
Because
two
they
times on
they
Namek?
wished for him back, and then they wished for him to be on Namek.
Oh,
So they got
remember
the
that?
Dragon Balls back, and then they're running the risk of losing the Dragon Balls if he dies on Namek.
Remember that T4 Stars scene where it's like, okay, Gohan, wish me back to life. Okay. And then Piccolo comes back to life. We're like, okay, what should we do now? We should bring him to Namek. And Piccolo's like, no. No. No.
It's like, no, just wish me back. I can get the Dragon Balls back, and then I can wish these guys back, and
then-
that'll leave you with 2 more wishes.
And then there was like the one scene where like he's back, and they're like, "What? Where is he? We don't see him. He's on Namek. You wished him to be on Namek." It's like you got to be more specific with these things.
It's like a monkey's paw.
Where's Piccolo? On Namek. I love that.
Nerd!
Oh, Namek. Jesus.
I love that scene so much.
It's like he's on Namek, he's just in front of Guru.
He's like, Super Gami Guru allows this.
He's just in the worst possible place to be.
Nail. I'm not Nail. Nail.
I'm not Nail. Sure you are, Nail.
Oh my god, I love that.
Alright, do we have anything else on this one,
No,
guys?
go ahead. Aazriik, it's your turn.
That's it. All right. I'm actually gonna use my backup because it's a much better topic. Actually.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
So in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood,
Oh, dear.
and I know you guys know what death I'm gonna be talking about.
Oh god.
I really hope you're not.
I got to. It's the Chimera daughter and dog fusion death.
I'm done
I
with
know,
the
I did it.
podcast. He's your new co-host. You can deal with this,
I'm
Jaden.
sorry, guys.
I quit.
Man.
I don't get paid enough for this.
We don't get paid at all.
That's exactly why I don't get paid enough for this.
It's not okay. I know, but I feel like we gotta talk about it.
All right,
because
go for
We
it.
can't talk about deaths in anime without bringing this iconic, memeable death up.
Look, this
because-
death is like a band-aid. The sooner we get it over with, the less it's gonna hurt.
Exactly, right? Let's just talk about it quick and move on. So the whole point was this guy was, I know you guys know, but like for the 1% that doesn't, this guy, he's also like was he a professor or a teacher or whatever, like a scientist in alchemy, and he was trying to research into chimeras. Chimera is basically like an animal an animal and a human fusion. Like what's a chimera? Like a description of one?
A combination of 2 animals, I would think, like two living beings.
A creature synthesized by alchemy, marrying 2 or more dissimilar living beings into a new complete form, displaying attributes from its components. Thank you, Wikipedia.
Thank you, Google.
I would have been
All right,
so
there.
impressed if you just knew that offhand.
He's
He's just like,
I'm
Hotshot,
disappointed.
no, that's incorrect. It's actually this.
Okay, well, anyway, that's a chimera. And so because he hasn't had any like groundbreaking research in a very long time, they're threatening of taking away his research license. So the last time that he had to go through this, where they were threatening to take it away, his wife died, just suspiciously, and wasn't sure why, but he created a chimera. And of course, people had their suspicions. But after this, where the 2 main characters come in and it's like, oh my god, you actually created a chimera. Yeah, now I won't lose my license. Oh, where's your daughter? Oh wait, where's your dog? Oh, nowhere. I don't know. And then they're just like, Edward, brother Ed. And it's like, oh god, no. Oh god, no. This happened before. You killed your wife, and now you killed your daughter and dog. How dare you? Go to hell.
I just love how you add "how dare you" into it.
And it's why it's such a good show.
Just straight
though.
up, how dare you?
Excuse me. What the fuck?
Excuse me, this is wrong. Stop it.
It's wrong.
Get some help.
It's
Oh, the memes are real.
the thing that hurts worse, which okay, this is a similarity between Ed, me, and probably every single person who watches FMAB. when she says brother Ed, the look in Ed's eyes is exactly how all of us feel.
Yep. Oh god. And like they did it so well with the animation, how his eyes just like his pupils widen.
I know.
You saw the shiver in his skin. Oh god.
Harsh.
I'm getting the goosebumps thinking about it.
Well, then why did you pick it? You did this to yourself. I have no sympathy for you.
Good, but it's so bad. I'm crying thinking about it.
I love how in touch you are with your emotions, Aazriik.
Thank you.
Very, very emotional. That's good. It's good. It's good.
Yeah. Do we have to continue the podcast? Because I just want to cry now.
No, yes, please. We have to keep going, and you have to keep thinking of that Chimera the entire way through.
I'm just gonna say Chimera every third word.
All right.
Well, yeah. So I guess
Hotshot,
Chimera. It's my
it.
Chimera to talk about Chimera to do this. Chimera.
Okay, Chimera.
So what is a understood in Fullmetal Alchemist series is a creature synthesized by alchemy marrying two or more dissimilar... No, kidding. Go ahead. What's your next thing?
Can we just... Okay. Can we just title this podcast Chimera? Just no topic at all. Just name it Chimera.
Talk about the thing from FMAB.
Just talk about a thing that happened in an anime in one point in time.
Chimera.
Actually, no, twice.
Unless you rewind and watch it again, it happened another time too. No kidding.
All right, let's get this train back on track.
Yes, go ahead, Hotshot.
Yep.
Your final pick as well.
All right, Jaden, I know you don't really know about this anime. Aazriik, I'm not sure if you would, but I've talked about it several times before. Have you heard of the anime Panty and Stocking?
No.
Okay. Basically, it's an anime inspired by the States. It's inspired by Drawn Together. If you guys know that show.
Nope.
Okay. Do not look it up. Spare yourself. It's worse than the Chimera. Anyway.
He always brings it back to the Chimera.
I love how you say always, even though it's literally been 2 minutes since we've talked about
My
it.
exhaustion. Like, I'm emotionally exhausted. Anyway, please, continue.
Right. So, Panty and Stocking, the plot of it is two fallen angels are in this city protecting it, trying to kill demons and ghosts to earn heaven coins to be able to go back and redeem themselves into heaven. And along the way, they come across these two demon sisters who basically just stop them at every turn. But the thing is, their personalities are switched. Whereas the angels are supposed to be like lawful, good, and that kind of thing. These angels are anarchic, to where one of them is known just constantly for having sex, and the other one is just constantly eating junk food and swearing up a storm. Whereas the demons are highly lawful and highly organized and everything like that. Basically like a school prep, something like that. But the death that I'm picking, because both of these pairs are sisters, the death that I'm picking is, it happens in the last episode. It's the last death, to where Panty and Stocking, the main characters, have won over the demons. They've saved the world from total domination, and they're going back home to basically just have some R&R. But in the final, and I'm not even kidding here, in the final 30 seconds, Stocking uses her sword to stab through the back of Panty's head and cuts her into 666 pieces.
So that's a thing.
Yeah.
That is probably the most physical death we've seen thus far on the podcast, I would have to say.
And the thing is, after she kills Panty, basically nothing. After she kills her sister, she reveals that she's a demon. And after chopping her into 666 pieces, it resurrects the demon that they just killed.
Fuck.
I come on to these podcasts, and then I think we're going to have a good time, and then this happens. You bring up the worst kind of scenario I can imagine, and I'm just, I can't.
I didn't pick the Chimera.
No. You picked worse than the Chimera. This is just brutal. No.
Debatable.
Well, I'm debating that it's worse, okay? I just, no. I refuse.
Let's see. Chimera
about
killing your
issues.
sister and
My
resurrecting
God.
the devil.
No.
Chimera killing your sister and resurrecting the devil. Which is worse.
I swear to God, you know what? I was gonna pick Yamcha, okay, and now I can't.
God.
Okay, no, you know what? You have to, because we can't have a death count without Yamcha.
Seriously. All right, let's talk about Yamcha. Bring it up.
All right, go ahead, Jane. This is your last pick.
Okay.
What about Yamcha? Which death of Yamcha are you picking?
Leaving on a high note here.
Oh my God. Okay, so
On this podcast, we talk about the idea of death and what waits us beyond, and sisters killing each other, and just horrible scientific experiments, and now we're just ending on Yamcha.
oh my
One
God.
of these things is not like the other.
So this is the thing. Yamcha dies because a Cyberman grabs him and explodes, and he dies. Okay, I know this is like the most generic thing. Just let me remind you. Just let me remind you, okay? Raditz is the first villain in Dragon Ball Z, right? They managed to beat Raditz, and then Nappa and Vegeta show up, and they basically are able to grow Cybermen who are the exact same strength as Raditz. They were able to grow Raditzes.
So, wait, hold up a sec. Does that mean Raditz is just a Cyberman who's lived for a few years?
Basically, you
Because
could...
every Cyberman we see is gone in like 20 seconds.
So they grew radishes?
Yes, exactly.
And then they ate them.
Oh, I see.
No, but I don't
I
understand
just gave
this. I don't
Yamcha
understand.
explosive diarrhea.
Krillin was able to defeat all of the Cybermen except for the one that he missed. Krillin! And Krillin dies 4 times in total. If you count GT.
Okay, fair.
I just...
I love
if
how
you
you throw
count
that at
GT.
the end. If you count GT.
I don't
Anyway,
count GT. No one should count GT. Don't count GT.
I count GT.
I hate you.
GT was actually a pretty good anime on its own, if you consider it on its own.
No, I'm backing Aazriik on this one.
No, you're
There's
not.
actually a few fights in it that I do like.
What?
And
Oh,
it's not a popular view, and I completely understand that. But
what
I
does it
do
do
like
for you?
Super
Is it
Saiyan
Super
4
Android
Goku,
17?
and
Is
I
it
do
Super
like Super
Saiyan 4?
17.
No. What, is it Baby? Is it the guy who slips into your body and controls you? That's so typical. Oh wait, no, it's Super Oob who comes back. Yeah. It's gotta be that one. It's horrible. They spend most of the time in space, and they basically collect the remaining like 4 or 5 Dragon Balls they like screwed around not getting the
Jaden.
last like 12 episodes. No, you're frustrating me.
Buddy.
Oh my god.
I was just gonna say, it's like saying Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go. They both exist, and you can like them both, but only one matters.
That's not
Exactly.
anime.
I don't
No,
care.
but,
I'm a
like,
comic
that's
nerd.
a
I will talk
really
about
good
comics on my shared podcast.
That's a great analogy, though.
It is though.
Thank you for bringing that
in
up.
all seriousness, I do agree.
Now
I
back to
understand that.
Yamcha.
But going back to Yamcha's death, the setup here is he fights the Cyberman. He knocks him down with the Kamehameha, thinks he's got him, and then no, he grabs him and he blows up, and Yamcha dies. And Yamcha becomes a meme because of that. That's it.
Yep.
It's great, the TFF scene. Might as well bring that up. It's like, hey guys, Yamcha's... he's dead.
I think
Oh,
all
yeah.
of your deaths have actually become memes.
Okay, how is the third Hokage a meme?
I think one of your deaths is a meme.
Good. You know, actually, I was going in my backup in this situation. Well, my main one, and then I switched to Yamcha, was going to be in the very first episode of Yu Yu Hakusho, the main character dies, and then it sets up the entire story, and it's a very interesting. Like, it's like basically he gets hit by a car, and then he's like, "This is the hero," but he's dead. The narrator says it like that, and then everyone's like, "What the hell's going on with this anime?" And then it sets up like a great 112 episode series. But I feel like there's more of a meme and there's more of a laugh to Yamcha's death, and I mean, I guess he goes to King Kai and he manages to train and improve, but he's still Yamcha's Yamcha.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'cause
Yamcha's
even in
Yamcha.
Dragon
Only
Ball,
Yamcha can get
Yamcha
Yamcha.
was Yamcha, but everyone loved Yamcha. I hear in Dragon Ball. I didn't watch
Oh,
Dragon
Ball, he was a total badass.
Oh, I loved him there.
Okay, yeah.
With
Yeah.
Puar
So
and
just to
everything?
see him get into Z and then just fail miserably, I guess that's why everyone was just like so mad.
Well, yeah, because he finally got laid. And then he just stopped caring.
He becomes a baseball player in Super. He didn't even get picked for the Tournament of Power. Roshi was picked for the Tournament of Power.
Okay, no, to be fair, Roshi is awesome at max power.
Oh yeah, Roshi. Oh,
Roshi would
God.
annihilate Yamcha.
I cannot agree with that.
What?
Have you
Did
seen
you not
Roshi at
see
max
him
power?
in Super?
Roshi at max power. Yamcha can still fly. Roshi can't.
Yeah, but imagine everything else that Roshi can do that Yamcha can't.
No, he can't fly.
Okay,
but, like,
that's essentially
in the
saying
tournament
that
power-
Videl is stronger than Roshi.
He's a better
In the
baseball
tournament
player.
power, you didn't have to fly. It's fine.
Yeah, well, we're talking just in a general battle, Yamcha versus Roshi. You're not in tournament of power.
Yeah, Yamcha versus
Roshi would kill him.
Roshi would still win. He can still fire blasts. He can still fire a strong Kamehameha. He can still do all these things. Yamcha has Wolfang Fist, which you have to get close in, and Spirit Ball, which he can barely control. And Roshi can annihilate an entire nation with one blast of the Kamehameha.
I think you're highballing Yoshi a bit too hard on that one, dude.
Highballing Yoshi? What does Yoshi have to do with any of this?
Roshi, sorry.
You said Yoshi.
Did I say Yoshi? Sorry, I meant Roshi.
You said Yoshi.
Anyway, so back
In
to
that
my
case,
anime
Yoshi
where
would
Mario
completely
dies.
annihilate Roshi.
Yeah, okay. Is there anything else in all seriousness that you want to add to the death of Yamcha, or are we good?
No,
It's been done.
no, I think
It's been done.
yeah, it's Yamcha.
It's Yamcha. All right, so my list, just to remind the viewers real quick, was Yamcha, the third Hokage, and then who else did I pick? Because I am having and Piccolo's death.
And Piccolo, yep.
Those were my 3 picks. Aazriik, what were your 3 picks?
My 3 picks was Light Yagami's death in Death Note, Light Yagami showing up, and the whole theory behind Death Parade, and my last one, the terrible Chimera death in FMAB.
And a reminder, a Chimera as understood in the full... I'm kidding. Okay, go ahead.
A Chimera is an abomination. Let's just call it that and be done with it.
There you go.
Displaying attributes of its components. You
I'm
Anyway,
going
Hotshot.
to end you. You will be my next topic.
Yep.
Episode 42, JaianMusic death.
Anywho.
All right, Hotshot, your 3 topics.
My 3 topics. Let's see.
3,
I want to talk about anime waifus. I want to talk about... Sorry. My 3 deaths were Pervy Sage from Naruto Shippuden, Panny from Panty and Stocking, and Junko Onishima from Danganronpa. But, guys, we're forgetting something.
What?
We have honorable mentions, don't we?
I mean, I kind of went over mine. It was the Yusuke Urameshi from Yu Yu Hakusho, the first scene of Yu Yu Hakusho.
Okay, and Aazriik, you said that you picked your runner-up instead of your final third. So what was your final third?
My final third was Frieza from Dragon Ball Z.
I
because
was
he
actually
died
going to
many
pick that one,
times.
but I changed my mind at the last second.
Yeah, it's a good death.
It's a fitting death.
Hey,
honestly.
Frieza! What? Slice. Bye-bye.
Which, to be fair, did introduce my favorite Dragon Ball Z character.
Trunks.
Oh yeah, Future Trunks.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's King Cold.
I'm going to hurt
Yes,
you.
him. Absolutely right. Sarcasm. I don't have that. What?
Okay, Shikamaru, you need to chill.
Shut the fuck up.
And just so you guys know, my runner-up was actually, since I hate picking 2 from the same anime, my runner-up was the 4th Hokage.
Oh.
Remind me. No, actually, don't
Damn.
remind me. He dies because of the Nine-Tailed Fox. Thank you.
Yeah, because he sacrificed himself to stop the Nine-Tailed Fox.
To seal the fox in his own son. What a great dad.
Yeah, half of it.
Yeah.
Half of it he takes with him to the grave.
Yes, but he's the fox is still very much within Naruto.
Yeah, fair enough.
Watch Boruto and just yeah.
No.
Oh, by the way, are either of you watching Boruto?
No.
No.
Oh, you should, because I just want to throw it out there. I know
No.
it gets a bad rap. Blah blah. Naruto's over, but I feel like they're setting up right now as I'm recording this. I think they're gonna set up a sort of Sasuke retrieval arc, and it's gonna be very interesting. I
It's
think.
been done.
So, do you have to watch Shippuden in order to understand Boruto?
yeah, probably.
Let me.
To be fair, you have to at least watch the last arc to understand what everything, like at least the Ninja War. You have to watch that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Okay, because I haven't watched any of Shippuden, so
But to be fair, so I may not watch Boruto, but in the games he is a playable character, and it does go through the movie of Boruto, like the scientific ninja tool and stuff like that. Which that I do like. I do like playing with him, and I like him as a character. It's just the fact that, like, that to where it's basically another game I'm okay with for some reason, but a continuation of an anime beloved by all, or at least many, to just go, oh, by the way, he has a son now, and we're doing the exact same thing over again. It's just, it's too much for me to take because
it's repetitive.
Yeah.
It's repetitive, exactly. I grew up with Naruto. I love Naruto, and I saw him grow up. I don't need to see Boruto grow up.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But I think it's for the new generation.
Yeah, fair enough. But at the same time, just the old generation for it is just, can you stop? Let him join the greats. Like, let him join Dragon Ball. Let him join Bleach. Let him join
Oh God, Bleach.
Bo. But
I love that one.
you get my idea, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's start closing it out here. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Anime Podcasters. Aazriik, thank you so much for coming on. Seriously, like,
Anytime. Thank you.
yo, you
Come
can
back,
anytime you want.
please. Be another host. I need days off.
Help me.
I don't want to deal with your fellow Canadian friend anymore.
I'm sorry about that, eh?
Yeah, I'll come back anytime and just like discuss anything. So
Yeah,
I'm cool
awesome.
with it.
But
Alright,
go
we'll hit
ahead,
you up.
plug away your stuff. Let us know what you're working on and everything. You have your own YouTube channel. I mean, I met Aazriik at a YouTube meetup, so I mean, you got stuff to plug.
I don't know why. I
Oh,
thought
I
you guys
definitely
met
do.
at school.
Oh no. We actually met at Ottawa YouTubers meeting. But anyway, so basically, Heated Heart consists of many great personalities that love to entertain while playing games, engaging our audience with vlogs and telling great stories. What I'm trying to do right now, I am trying to create a documentary. I like go to Toronto every month, and I've been doing that for the past 2 months now. And I'm creating a documentary on DID, which is dissociative identity disorder or multiple personality disorder, where you have multiple personalities in your head. And so far, I've created the first part, and I am going to create the second part and the third part in the next 2 months. And I'm going to pile it all together to one documentary or 3-part documentary series. And we're going to be just learning everything we can about that. And it's really cool to see how one person changes into someone completely different with their body language, their accent, their way of talking. It's really different, and it's so interesting to me, and that's why I want to do a documentary, and that's what's going to be coming out soon.
Right on. Okay. And Hotshot, for yourself, plug your stuff.
All right, guys. You guys can actually find me right here because this is where I spend most of my time. And so you can find me on JaianMusic's channel right here for anime podcasters. I'm in nothing else. But I am working on 2 separate channels apart from this. I'm working on my own channel, which I am going to be doing Let's Plays with my OC, and you guys will see him when he's on there. And I'm also working on another channel, which with another guest that we had not too long ago. If you guys remember GoProkyo, who actually coincidentally does the artwork for anime podcasters.
I was gonna get to that, but might as well go.
Yeah.
Sick.
And me, him, and another friend of ours are all trying to come up with another channel where the 3 of us are playing games, just shooting the crap, and just talking, just trying to entertain. And I do have one more show that I am working on, which, Jaden, I'll actually tell you at the end of this, because that one I'm keeping a secret.
Right on. That's really cool. Really cool. I want to do a quick housekeeping note. I should probably put this at the top of the show, but I will just put it here, and hopefully people will have listened, or I'll announce it on Twitter. Basically, September means back to school, and I am full into university right now. 5 classes full time, and it's very intense. It's a very tough year of school ahead of me, but it's gonna be fun. I love what I study, and that's gonna mean that I was doing the podcast twice a month. I was thinking it's going to be maybe every 3 weeks. So 1 month we'll have 1 podcast. 1 month we'll have two podcasts. But I was going through the archives of these old podcasts I never recorded. And I wanted to see with Hotshot maybe. I have this episode I did with my friend Ben. And we talked about the Saiyan Saga. I might put that out. I have this extra podcast I recorded with Keo a long time ago. Just talking about random stuff about anime. I might put that out. So there's going to be a lot of different podcasts coming out for anime podcasters. So stay tuned for that. And
those are going to be called the Anime Podcast Archives.
Yeah, no, we literally have an archive. There's like 6 podcasts I've recorded. I was like, I could probably use these when I'm really busy in school.
No, I'm
Yeah.
saying you could like add that on the title, like so people know that it was from way back ago.
Yeah, I could probably do that, or
Oh, yeah.
throw in this in the description or something. But definitely, there's going to be a lot of podcasts coming out, and obviously, subscribe to the channel for anime covers and all that stuff. And anime podcasters, you can find on us on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, basically everywhere. We're everywhere. And yeah, and subscribe to the channel. You can hire me for audio projects, JaianMusic.com. At JaianMusic on Twitter, and that's going to be everything. Let us know who else you want as a guest on the podcast. I'm sure Aazriik will come back. It's been a pleasure podcasting with you, and of course,
Thank you.
the artwork for anime podcasters is provided by GoProkyo. So please go follow him at GoProkyo on Twitter. Go hire him. He's available for commission. He does amazing art, and his rates are very, very affordable. Thank you so much, and we will all see you next time. Bye.
Bye,
Peace out.
Chimera.